Hey guys, we are back here for another video. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you go ahead and hit that thumbs up and make sure you guys enable your bell notifications so you don't miss out on a video. So we are talking Porsha Williams, honey, and NeNeleaks. Porsha being shady, and we are going to talk about it.
Please, I don't have any time for any gossip now. Eh? Yes.
Yes, so let's get on into it. And this is a perfect segue because we will be talking about the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And if you guys are not familiar with the process, usually when there is a new reality show coming out, the cast typically do press, and that is exactly what Porsha Williams is doing. But in doing her press, she is referring to Nene and saying some pretty nasty things about Nene, which is probably something that she can probably just not say. So if you guys are probably not understanding where this all stemmed from, back some months ago, Nene was doing a something with the Upshaws. I'm really not sure of what it is. I think it's a comedy thing. I've never watched it, but this is something, a job that, Nene was doing. Now, if you guys recall, Nene had originally stated that she had been blacklisted by Bravo. And maybe what she was saying was true because it seemed like after a lot of that stuff was resolved, we are now seeing Nene in different jobs. So just wanted to give y'all some dialogue as to where this was all coming from. But if you all remember, NeNeleaks came out. She did a video and she told us that Porsha Williams had pretty much attempted to block her from the Upshaws. Now, she also stated that she had reached out to Porsha, for Porsha to, kind of tell her, like, girl, what is going on? And what she stated was Porsha told her that, you didn't reach out to little sis. So it almost made it seem like maybe Porsha was upset because Nene didn't reach out to her. But when Porsha did her interview, she kind of made it seem like it was something else. So let's kind of get into that because I know you guys could have forgotten. So let's kind of get into what Nene said Porsha did with regards to this job.
A disappointing video, but nonetheless, here goes. So earlier this week, I was told by my management company that the Netflix scripted series called The Upshaws were interested in casting me for a part. In Upshaws, it's Mike Epps and Wanda Sykes. Directing this particular episode is Kim Fields. I was excited to do it. It's a comedy. I love out on the road. Some of you guys know. So comedy is something that I love to do and was really happy to do it. As the talks went on, we agreed upon whatever we agreed upon. I was to fly out to LA on Tuesday. They told me that 𝐿𝐴mobadia was also playing in this particular series. She would be side by side with me. Excited. I haven't seen Porsha. We always have a good laugh when we see each other. So I was just like, okay, so me and Porsha are going to kill this part. I get to LA on Tuesday. They tell me to go straight to, to the studios. I need to go into wardrobe. Once I got into wardrobe, I'd chosen to wear like this silver color. They showed me a picture of Porsha. They said Porsha's wearing something similar in color, and maybe I would choose something else because we were going to be, side by side doing this scene. No problem. I gave them a whole different look. They told me we were going to be having rehearsal. At rehearsal, I didn't see Porsha. There was a stand-in. We broke for lunch. We came back. We were going to do a whole run-through. I still didn't see Porsha. I'm just waiting to see Porsha, right? I'm excited to see Porsha. I'm like, well, I want to, wait till Porsha on set so me and her can chop it up. So Porsha never came. We wrapped for the evening. I went back to my hotel. When I got to my hotel, production called me and asked me if I had any issues with any housewives because they were going to be recasting the other position. And I was like, oh my God, no, like what? And they were going to recast the position that Porsha was playing. I was like, what? Why? And they said, do you have any issues with KimZolciak, cynthiabailey, marlohampton? And I was like, no, like I just saw Kim recently and we talked. I talked to cynthiabailey often. I talked to marlohampton often. No, like they ultimately cast cynthiabailey and she was flown out to LA on Wednesday. We did the part together. I was later told that Porsha did not show up to work and had said that she did not want to work with me, that we had issues from the past, and she did not want to work with me. Let me take that in for a second. Listen, I am more than disappointed. Porsha and I have double dated a few times, okay? Okay. Simon had a birthday. We were all in Miami together. We hung out for the whole weekend to celebrate Simon's birthday. We all decided one weekend to go to Vegas to see Usher. We all went to Vegas to see Usher, couples. I was in Dubai. Porsha and Simon were in Dubai. We all hung out. Yanni and I have gone to Simon and Porsha's home to hang out, party, drink. My son came over, brought hookahs. We ate African food, had a great time. Of course, Porsha had a wedding, and I'm at her wedding. I've seen Porsha in Atlanta out. We've laughed and talked. I am shocked that Porsha would go to a production company and I am shocked to hear that Porsha would go to a production company and say that she doesn't want to work with me because we've had a lot of issues in the past. What lots of issues that we had in the past. Mind you guys, I haven't been a housewife in over 4.5 years, okay? Besides that, as Black women, okay, when you call a Black woman angry, difficult, we've got problems, I can't work with them on set, that is a death trap for a Black woman in the industry. We don't have any issues that we can't work together. We are professionals. We get on set and we work together and do what we got to do. Your issues in the past, if you had to pick a housewife, it certainly wouldn't be with me. It would have been with Kenya. It would have been with Candy. Those were your major issues. We've had petty things. We're on a reality show. So we obviously are going to have some sort of issues, but we've not had anything where we could not work together. I'm sad and disappointed that Porsha would go to any company and say that she's had issues with me and we cannot work together. That is a lie. I text her. So it's not like I'm doing this video, I didn't text her. I text her. And she sent me a text back saying that she's going through her divorce and I didn't reach out to little sis. Are you serious? You and your husband were just happy and smiling in Dubai. I thought you guys were having a fight and maybe you guys are going to get back together. I don't know what y'all personal business are. I don't want to be nosy, okay? I don't want to invade your privacy. Maybe you need some time. I don't know what you need. I was happy to see her and talk to her and chop it up then. I don't want to pry. Yes, Yanni and Simon are hanging out together, but that has nothing to do with me. I'm not hanging out with Simon. Yanni's hanging out with Simon. I can't change this relationship. When Porsha and I were on Housewives together, she was divorcing her first husband, and I fought for Porsha to stay on the show. I went to production and talked to whoever I needed to talk to at Bravo to just put my 2 cents in that I felt like she should stay on the show. When she drugged Kenya off that couch, she was saying all kinds of things. I got down on my knees and put my hand over her mouth so that she wouldn't dig herself into a bigger hole than she was already in. The bottom line is Porsha did not want to share the spotlight. That's it. and professionals can share the spotlight. Porsha is not a star. She is a Bravo celebrity.
Well, guys, that is where it all started. If you all remember this particular, situation, Nene had pretty much said that Porsha had tried to block her. Now, let's make it make sense. We don't know what Porsha thought when she told this, place or company or wherever it was that she did not want to work with Nene. She probably didn't know that it would result in Nene actually staying. It seems like to me, she maybe thought that Nene would have been maybe replaced. Who knows? But what ended up happening is Porsha left, obviously, and then they ended up bringing somebody else on. So who knows what Porsha was thinking when she actually said that, she did no longer want to work with Nene, because we know, she said it happened. Because I don't anticipate, that Nene just made that up. There would be no reason for her to just make that entire situation up. And Porsha, she admitted it, but what she admitted was something very different than what we actually had the opportunity to actually hear from Nene. But anywho, guys, here is the interview that Porsha actually did on the Breakfast Club, and kind of why I'm doing this video. Now, in this particular, interview, child, she just, wanted to just drag Nene, I guess, which I don't kind of understand, what the purpose of this was, because it's just it doesn't, it don't look good. It's not a good look. But let's kind of get into what she actually what she said. And actually, I'm gonna put this up. Let me put this up.
Something out by next season.
What happened on when y'all shot the Upshaw? Because we had Nene up here.
Yeah.
And she said you blocked her from being on the Upshaw.
No, she did it. She did the show.
But you wouldn't do it with her.
So no, it's not that I wouldn't do it with her. So I signed on to do the Upshaws, and I had just filed, I think, could have even been a week and a half prior. So you know how you sign up. So mind y'all, when I filed for divorce, I didn't know I was filing for divorce. I was happily in love with my husband. Like, we were good. Valentine's Day, we had a horrible argument. Things got really nasty, and I knew something was about to hit the fan. Right. But I did not know. So when it happened, I had already signed up to do the show, and I really couldn't cancel at that point. So when I got there, I just was sitting in the green room or the waiting area, and I just start breaking down.
Oh man!
I just start breaking down, and then then she was in the room next to me, and just hearing her voice broke me down because I just felt when you're going through divorce, you just feel so alone. And here I am, just a foul, coming out of my room. I could barely put on makeup, and now here I am on a set with strangers. I don't have anybody. Just hearing her voice, it was just too familiar. And I had not talked to her. I didn't know how I could face her. I didn't know how I could face anybody. So it genuinely wasn't me saying, no, I don't work with this person or that person, whomever, because I agreed to it. I just wasn't capable of doing it that day.
Mentally and emotionally.
I could not gather myself. So when I spoke to them, they were like, I understand you're not going to be able to act as a housewife today. They ended up letting me go home. And then they said, we'll fill in your spot with Cynthia. And then after that, in true Nene fashion, she just turned it into something about herself. And it genuinely wasn't about her. It was about me. You know what I'm saying? Like, her actions of taking Simon's side and hanging out with him or with women or whatever they were doing, it just really was null and void to me. I just would have wanted a friend. So for her to turn it and make it like I tried to block her money or whatever, me block Nene's money, how? Like, Nene's a star. I can't block your money, just like nobody can block mine. I don't give a damn who you are. So to me, it's just unfortunate. I'm too grown. I'm sure y'all can see I'm a different Porsha. If I was another Porsha, I would be reading her and her wig or whatever, but I don't feel that way. Like, I feel like we grown people, girl, you know how it is to go through a divorce. You know exactly what emotions I could have been feeling. So all the extraness is just not needed. I don't even want real.
Well, she said that Porsha wasn't here for her, right? Porsha wasn't there for her when she was going through.
So guys, if you were listening, you kind of heard what Porsha had to say with, regard to Nene. And I don't know about you all, but that didn't sound right to me. That didn't sound genuine. And what Nene said occurred, I believe it. Think about it. It seems like she is more upset at the fact that Nene was maybe friends with Simon, but when you get to a certain age, we're not picking sides. We just gonna mind our own business. So I don't understand, the animosity, but it seems as if she's angry because she wanted Nene to pick a side. That's just what is given to me, because that's what she goes to, saying in this interview is that, oh, I understand, she had to pick a side. Listen, Porsha says that she's so mature and she's not the same person. Anybody 40 and up, we minding our own business. If we have two friends and they divorce, we ain't in it. So I'm not sure what she wanted Nene to do, because she decided to get a divorce from a man that she introduced her to, a man that they had built mutual, they were friends, they were hanging out together. They were, traveling together. So I'm not sure what she expected Nene to do. So it seems to me that it's clear that Porsha really, in fact, tried to block that lady from getting that job. It just really seems like that. And then to go on to say, oh, I could have dragged her wig. Like, that's not really giving as if, somebody that is genuinely a friend to someone. And listen, let me just share this with you all, because I live in Georgia. I, meet people, and particularly people that are friends or have been friends with Porsha. And they all say pretty much the same thing. Porsha has a jealous spirit, is what I've been told. She's a horrible friend, which is very interesting, because this is the exact same behavior we are seeing. If you guys watch the Housewives for any amount of time, what those ladies have always said is that Porsha is not a good friend. So isn't it mighty convenient that Nene is the one that helped her stay on the show, helped her not make a further fool out of herself when she drug Kenya off the couch? But this is the same woman that wants to try to block her from getting the job. Make it make sense. If you guys even watch this interview, she even goes on to, make nasty statements about Nene and whatever the dispute Nene had with Bravo, which is not even Porsha's business. So it's really interesting that Porsha wants to make it seem like she isn't who everybody says that she is. Now, let's kind of get into, Nene's response. And let me just say this before I share this. I'm going to share you guys something that is on the Bravo Shade Room. And let me just say my copyright disclaimer, because this is not my video. I am sharing this from a public source. So this is everywhere. And then obviously this is for entertainment purposes. So let me go ahead and share this. Let's go ahead and share this so that y'all can kind of see Nene's response. And I love that Nene, she had a response, but it was not the response that y'all would probably think that she would give.
Oh my gosh. Porsha live? Oh my God. Can you believe Porsha live on the Breakfast Club?
Can you believe that?
She said that Nene was in the other room, honey, and she heard Nene's voice.
Ain't her. She wasn't even on the spot. That bitch make up some good shit.
She be lying. She be lying, honey.
Just lying. Girl, leave me alone.
She done lied on Simon. She done lied on Nene. What does Nene think of Porsha's interview? I'm sure Nene gonna tell you.
I don't give a fuck about Porsha interview.
What interview? Who said that? We don't know. I don't know.
What Porsha said was good.
Porsha talking about her. She ain't talking about Porsha.
Yeah, waste my time. So that bitch lied right there.
She lied.
Oh my God.
Porsha lied.
So, it's a joke because, Porsha is just not a genuine person. She lies all the time. Like, obviously, you guys don't know her personally. I don't know her personally, but I know people who do. And nobody has anything good to say. So everybody could not be lying. Now, what I also want to say with regards to her interview, that she did, I told you she shaded Nene. She also went into lying, basically saying that Shamea is somebody she brought on to actually get the peach from Bravo, which is a total lie. And we'll break that down in another video. But for all of you guys, make sure you guys are actually following me on Snapchat at Lakeysha Keysha. And what else I want to show y'all? Actually, this is my new border that I'm trying to figure out how to get on there, but I can't figure it out. So for right now, that is me on Snapchat. And we're going to come on here later and kind of talk about some more of this interview, specifically what she said about Shamea, which is a total lie. Because if you guys have watched Candy's channel, then you would know that Porsha brought Shamea on as a friend. Never did she try to advocate for Shamea getting a peach. What you guys may not know is when Porsha started this season, the show this season, we were supposed to see Porsha's life. We were supposed to see her married life. But what Porsha did, lies, that's what she does. She did not tell the network, what was really going on in her relationship. So, she was like, Mrs. Guobadia is coming back. But then we learned they were getting a divorce. So, what Porsha also said in this interview is she a housewife, but really don't got a house because she can't film at the house because it ain't hers. Now, I know y'all gonna say, oh, it's marital property. Well, it ain't, because they had a prenup and it's the prenup. She said she wanted the prenup to be enforced, if you guys recall. So they are enforcing it. So typically in what they're saying in this prenup is she's going to live there for XYZ amount of days, yada, yada. But so that is the prenup. And I think I kind of lost my little train of thought. But what I also want to get into, since we are talking about Nene, is I want to talk about, like, Porsha kind of explained what she, had to say on the Breakfast Club with regards to Nene. But I was kind of explaining to y'all that her interview really seemed salacious, because she continued to say, some really nasty things about Nene. Now, she was also asked, Porsha, you're always talking about the OGs, because in her interview, she was, I'm an OG, yada, yada. So she was asked, Porsha, since you are always talking about the OGs, how would you feel about Nene coming back? Now, all she had to say was, I would like her to come back, or I don't want her to come back. It's a simple answer, but she went below the belt yet again. Y'all, let's get into what she had to say.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes, I will welcome her back. I mean, it ain't gonna look like I'm welcoming her back. Let me get this straight. We're gonna have a time in the beginning, but I'm for what's good for the show. But I just feel like realistically, as much as we all love Nene and miss Nene, realistically, you just can't sue a network. You cannot say things about Andy Cohen that are damaging and expect that bridge to still be standing. So unfortunately, I just don't know if she can cross that and come back.
I just have one question.
Okay, guys, so here's the deal. Nene has already shared that Porsha wants to be the star. Of course, she doesn't want Nene back on the show because she wants to be the star. And we're going to see how her and Shamea is going to bump heads, because when I tell y'all going to love Shamea, y'all going to love Shamea because she is exactly what has been missing from the Housewives. Not only does she qualify, she's a natural, like she is a real person. When I say a real person, all that fake and phony stuff, I don't think you're going to get that with her. I don't think you'll get that with Shamea. So we're going to see the dynamic between Shamea and Porsha, because Porsha wants us to believe that she's so happy for Shamea. And I'm sorry, I think that is the furthest from the truth. When I watch her interview, she say how happy she is for Shamea, and as if she got Shamea here, when it is a simple lie. Shamea is here by, really, I would say, kind of sort of by default, because Porsha was supposed to be, the one that we're watching her live. She's married, but she's going through a divorce and she can't even film in her own house. So what are we even getting, ma'am? You don't have a house. You can't film in it. It ain't your house. I need y'all to understand, the house that she's living in, her name ain't on the paperwork, because if it was, she could film in it. Let's make this make sense. So we're going to talk about that in a whole nother video. I just need you guys to make sure you are following me on Snapchat. Go ahead. It's the same handle at Lakeysha Keysha. And without further ado, guys, especially the ones who have purchased the course or you are interested in the course, is the actual analytics. Now, this is something that I did not originally show you guys, but I want to be an open book, and I want you guys to actually take the course, and not only take the course, but actually believe what I'm saying. When I said that I made $7,000 being my first 30 days on YouTube, let me explain that to you. In order to get paid on YouTube, you actually have to get monetized. So from the time that I was monetized, which I actually started creating the content, was under 90 days. So that first 30 days of checks was approximately $7,000. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to clip this in my video so you guys can be able to see the analytics and actually see what I made. Now, here on YouTube, I'm roughly a year in, give or take a few months. My actual number is, and I'm going to put it up here, is $82,882.33. And I'm going to say that is no money compared to what people are actually earning on YouTube, especially when you've been here for several years. But for me, somebody who just came to YouTube, did not even know what I was doing, but I was able to figure it out relatively quickly. Okay, so that is why you guys need to take the course, because I have results. I am not one of those people that's been on YouTube for years. I am new to YouTube. I figured it out relatively quickly, and this is why I need you guys to purchase the course. So as I stated, I'm going to clip the analytics in the video so that you guys can actually see the breakdown and how I earned the income. But overall, it was the $82,882.33. So I want you guys to keep that number as an earning for the year, because keep in mind, as I stated over and over again, I started the channel in under 90 days. I was able to monetize, and that is exactly what I want for you guys. This is what I want you guys to understand, and I think a lot of people don't understand. When you come to YouTube, we are all creators. So we are creating content that we like to create, but in essence we are getting paid to create this content. Now, a lot of people will not tell you this. I know it's one creator on YouTube that actually shares his income, and I don't have anything to be afraid or ashamed of. And I also want you guys to understand, I only do this for a few hours a day, and sometimes I don't even create videos. So when you guys see what my earnings is, I want you to understand that you actually can earn more than me. I'm only on YouTube a few hours a day. So I don't want you to take what I earn as something that you will earn, because you can earn more. You can definitely earn more if you do this full time. But just look at, my analytics, and this can reassure you that I'm not just creating a fake video and selling a course based on something that I was not able to do. I want you guys to understand, I am a college graduate. When I came to YouTube, I was actually coming to YouTube just to have fun, because I hated my job. It was boring, and I started work at 3 o'clock, and I was like, okay, I need to do something before 3 o'clock because I'm up in the morning. When I came to YouTube, that is all I was looking for, to create videos. And I believe originally, if you guys go back and look at my channel, I originally started creating videos because I wanted to help people change and create their resumes. But I ended up creating another channel where I'm doing something similar, but let's kind of stay focused. The earning potential on YouTube is definitely something that you can do. If it wasn't attainable, I would not be telling you. Again, I knew nothing about YouTube. I figured it out. This course was created strictly for you, so that you can take the information that it took me a year to figure out, and you can start off with, hitting the ground running and possibly make more income than I actually earned, because I didn't have anybody to help me. So please take the information, take the analytics information, so that you can see how I started on YouTube. I knew nothing about YouTube, and I was able in a year to make $82,882.33. I'm looking over because I'm actually looking at the actual analytics for my channel. So hopefully this pressures you guys and put some fire behind your butts to get on and come on aboard. You can actually do some great things on YouTube. I don't know what is inside of you. I don't know what type of creator you are. You can be cooking, you can be knitting, you can be fixing computers, you can give counseling advice. There is so many things that you can do, but one thing you must do right now today, you need to get started and you need to purchase the course, okay? Now, hopefully I see you guys in the course.